chapter 47. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground without a throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for you shall no more be called tender and delicate. Take the millstone and grind meal. Remove your veil, strip off your train, uncover the leg, pass through the rivers. Your nakedness shall be uncovered, yes, your shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will let no man intercede. Our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts, is his name, the Holy One of Israel. Sit you silent, and get you into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for you shall no more be called the mistress of kingdoms. I was angry with my people. I profaned mine inheritance. I gave them into your hand. You did show them no mercy. Upon the aged have you very heavily laid your yoke. And you said, Forever shall I be mistress, so that you didst not lay these things to your heart, neither didst you remember the end thereof. Now therefore hear this, you that art given to pleasures, that sittest surely, that sayest in your heart, I am, and there is none else besides me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to you in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. In their full measure shall they come upon you, for the multitude of your sorceries and the great abundance of your enchantments. And you have been secure in your wickedness. You have said, None sees me. Your wisdom and your knowledge, it hath perverted you. And you have said in your heart, I am, and there is none else besides me. Yet shall evil come upon you. You shall not know how to charm it away. And calamity shall fall upon you. You shall not be able to put it away. And ruin shall come upon you suddenly, before you knowest. Stand now with your enchantments, and with the multitude of your sorceries, wherein you have labored from your youth. If so be you shall be able to profit. If so be you may prevail. You are wearied in the multitude of your counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up, and save you from the things that shall come upon you. Behold, they shall be as stubble. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. It shall not be a coal to warm at, nor a fire to sit before. Thus shall they be unto you with whom you have labored. They that have trafficked with you from your youth shall wander every one to his quarter. There shall be none to save you. All right, let's go back up to verse 1. Yesterday we was having a conversation, and was continuing in a conversation that with Jacob, or Israel, these ones that have been scattered in all the nations that God has caused to be asleep even. But God's trying to wake them up. He declared Baal and Nebo bowing down. They can't take the weight of all this that's going on, obviously, because sin is so obvious in the earth, and the perversity and the immorality of mankind is so obvious in the earth. Obviously, they have more on their plate than they can handle. But it's an example that's being made, and God's showing you, that these that have whittled them out, this fat seed even, made themselves this place, and they have no power over these things. It's God that controls all these things, and He give the law for your own good to keep. And it's the disobedience to this law that brings this judgment upon you, even the great judgment we find in the earth today, and all the signs that God declared thereof. But we are going to be continuing now in the next chapter, because we found it's God that's done all this. God has brought this, even He likened unto a great bird of prey. And at that time we're going to find Babylon was coming in. Babylon was going to come in and take over Judah. And this is the prophecies even against Babylon. We've heard some of them before. But we're going to find out Babylon is confusion. It's the great confusion of the end time, even the confusion that God brought upon them for a punishment. And we'll pick it up in verse 1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground without a throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for you shall no more be called tender and delicate. See, you will no more be looked at as this pleasant thing. You will no more be looked at as something to be loved or adorned. And this virgin daughter, she's not known man. She's not brought forth children, even though it relates this and understanding as to be without child. It's a teaching, so to speak, or an understanding that comes from a marriage between a man and idolatry. And she is being likened to, even we would consider, the king's daughter. The king's daughter, you could say, is the similitude that we're using here. 2. Take the millstone and grind meal. Remove your veil, strip off your train, uncover the leg, and pass through the rivers. So you're going to go from being the king's daughter down to sitting in the dust. That's going to be your throne, the dust. And this dust of the earth, even where man was created from. And we'll find that's very much the same sentence he had given the serpent in the beginning. But he says, take the millstone and grind meal. And this is what they would do with the grains. They would bring them in and grind them in the stone. In some way, they had to take the stone and go around in circles. And this is what she will be used for, to grind the meal. But remove your veil. Now, and remove your veil is to make known. You ain't going to be able to hide your face no more. And these things, God's going to do this. These are what God's telling them, because this is not the actual daughter of the king of Babylon, but represents and is a similitude of the end time even. Strip off your train. So uncover your glory. Uncover all this glory that you have, and uncover your leg. So, and this make bare the leg is to be made known for what you truly are, because she's, we're going to find, has played the part of the harlot. And this is to go in other understandings, pass through the rivers. And this word rivers, we could look at it like rivers, but what it is she's been carried away and put in a place, and this is what this means. And what this river is little beams of light that come through the hole in the roof of the mill house. 3. Your nakedness shall be uncovered. Yes, your shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and will let no man intercede. And this is basically what all that last verse meant. See, your nakedness shall be uncovered. Your ignorance, see, your ignorance is going to be God has done it, though. God daubed your eyes. God stopped up the ear. See, and all this is going to be made known. Your shame shall be seen, because God is going to take vengeance. See, because vengeance does belong to the Lord. And this was the great act in how God was going to do this. And when he does it, he's going to let no man intercede. 4. Our Redeemer, the Lord of hosts, is his name, the Holy One of Israel. And that's who is interceding. That's who is going to intercede and has already interceded, though it has went not understood. See, God does intercede. It's all written. It's all declared, the beginning and the end. 5. Sit you silent, and get you into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for you shall no more be called the mistress of the kingdoms. This daughter of the all-knowing ones, these clod breakers, Chaldeans are those that go behind the plowman. Now, as he goes forth plowing up the field, even the garden of God, and they break the clods. These are the ones that are hard and not-headed. The Chaldeans were looked on as the most wise ones of all. I guess they had time to think of it back there, breaking the clods. But you'll no more be called this mistress of the kingdoms, all the nations of the earth. You're no longer going to be called this. 6. I was angry with my people. I was wroth with my people. I profaned mine inheritance, and gave them into your hand. You did show them no mercy, Upon the aged have you very heavily laid your yoke. And this why God done it, see. It was a punishment. It was a punishment against who? Against Israel. Well, it's already written, see. I was wroth with my people. I was angry with my people. I profaned my inheritance, and I gave them into your hand. And that's what God did, see. And he used the Babylon at that time by name, calling them out by name, just like he says he does, confusion, as a punishment even against his people. And this is the same as the end time. It's all the same. I gave them into your hand, and God did. And you had no mercy upon the aged. Have you very heavily laid your yoke? Upon the old, the weak, well, we find that's what Amalek did. He went after the weak and the feeble, and 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 even these old, even these who are looked to sometimes for understanding, this yoke, even this causing to pull this, has he put upon them. 7, and you said, forever shall I be mistress, so you did not lay these things to your heart, neither did you remember the end thereof. And that's what happened. See, they did this not thinking of what the whole story was or how it all ended. And we can go read, and it ends with the redemption of Israel is how it ends. And we remember what happened to the descendants of Noah when they came into the land. See, this was the great example even then. And this is the redemption even at the end time. 8. Now therefore hear this, you art given to pleasures, you sittest securely, you sayest in your heart, I am, and there is none else besides me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. Now listen to this, all you sit there, you're given to the pleasures. You sit there securely, you think you've hewed you out of place, you've hewed you out of grave. You say in your heart, I am, and there is none else besides me. God has put out. God gave this to me, and you're doing this without God. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children, saith the Lord. You think God's going to sit by as a widow? You think God's going to sit there and not enjoy his children? 9. But these 2 things shall come to you in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. In their full measure shall they come upon you, for the multitude of your sorceries and the great abundance of your enchantments. Now these 2 things, witness these 2 things too. This loss of children and widowhood. Where'd your husband go? See, he was taken away, your husband. You've become a widow. The loss of, and he was taken in battle. He was taken in a battle. And this loss of children. Well, you never had any children. All these didn't belong to you anyway. You had took them captive in one day. And this one, the beginning, day of a little understanding. And that's what it represents. A little bit of understanding is going to cause this. In their full measure, it will come upon you. Why? Well, it's for the multitude of your witchcrafts. What are witchcrafts? Witchcrafts are the practices of worship that God commanded you not to do. Remember the law? You shall not do after all the nations as they do before their gods, for after every abomination have they done unto their not gods. Will you not do these things to the Lord your God? For it is an abomination. But it continues. This is a great example, see, but it's all coming to its end, as we find out. Even for the great abundance of your, as it says here, enchantments. This word is kibbutz. What it means is association. your peoples, all those that are associated with you, because we find out it's through this multitude of associations that corruption, that pollution comes in, see? Each one bringing in his little piece, each one's adding to it, adding to it, adding to it, and slowly building it up over a course of time. We see it there. There it is. It looks just like what God said it was going to. 10. And you have been secure in your wickedness, and you have said, none sees me. Your wisdom and your knowledge, it has perverted you. And you have said in your heart, I am, and there is none else besides me. Was this your thoughts? God says it was. God says this was your thoughts. This is what you thought to do. See? And you thought you would lap up the souls of the earth. You don't think anybody sees you. Peekaboo. I see you. 11. Yet shall evil come upon you. You shall not know how to charm it away. And calamity shall fall upon you. You shall not be able to put it away. And ruin shall come upon you suddenly before you know. This is your recompense. This is your reward. Why, you exalted yourself. You made yourself a high place. God said, don't do this. But they did it anyway. We have a great example of this when God rent the kingdom into two pieces. When he give two little kingdoms to Rehoboam, and he give 10 to Jeroboam. Well, go read and see what Jeroboam did. See. 12. Stand now with your enchantments, and with the multitude of your sorceries, wherein you have labored from your youth. If so be you shall be able to profit, if so be you mayest prevail. Stand there now with your association, with all these that you've gathered to yourself, and with the multitude of your witchcrafts. Every little thing you can think you can throw at, whatever you got, all your prayers, gather your incense, whatever you've got, your candles there, all your little dainties and delicates. If you think you can get anything out of it when the truth comes out, if you think you can in some way use it now to prevail against God himself, who has declared himself, he is God and there is no other. 13. You art wearied in the multitude of your counsels. Let now the astrologers, the stargazers, the monthly prognosticators stand up and save you from the things that shall come upon you. Go get all your buddies. See if they can help you now. What's happened to you? You're wearied because of the multitude of your counsels? Because of the multitude of your counselors? All their words, all their running up there, running their mouths now. When we put it all together, it's a nasty understanding. See? Because why? Well, you've let in every little thing in the earth. This is Babylon. This is the great confusion. This is the pot. This is the pot. And they putteth on the stew. And the scum is beginning to come to the top, see, as it boils. Your astrologers, these astrologers and stargazers, these are the ones that watch all the heavens. The astrologers are actually those that divide and those that separate, those that set it all in order. These stargazers, those that watch the heavens thinking there's some great sign up there or some kind of star is going to go shooting by. Tell us what's coming. The monthly prognosticators, all these that watch for the new moon. Well, the new moon's here, boys. Stand up, save you from the things that shall come upon you. Let's see if these can help you. They should know everything. They should know what's coming. Behold, they shall be as stubble. 14. The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. It shall not be a coal to warm at, nor a fire to sit before. See, this fire that's coming, this law of God, this fire, the truth, he is God and there is no other. You won't deliver yourself from this. See, it's not a coal to sit there and get warm by. It's not a fire to sit there and say, ah. No, it's a devouring fire, a fire of God. 15. Thus shall they be unto you with whom you have labored. They that have trafficked with you from the youth shall wander every one to his quarter. There shall be none to save you. Why? Well, for the multitude of your witchcrafts, for the multitude of your lies. See, God used you as your judgment, and you thought you would just come in and take over. We remember kind of an example of this. One that just tries to come in and take over, which don't belong to him. God used this as an example. And we see what's going to be happening. You're going to be devoured by the fire, by the law. This is the law of God, that which he declared from the beginning even. And there won't be none to save you, because this is just the way it works. It's an automatic judgment. It's how it works. God set it in order, and God made it. How's he done it? All right, we're going to move on. We're going to get back into this conversation that we've been overhearing to chapter 48.